Hey, what's your question?
My name is Candace. I was raised under the school, career, marriage, family. And growing up, I also heard you attract what you are. So going through that, I've done the school, got the career, been very focused on that. Through relationships and going through school, because I did social work, I have gone through the healing and the growing. So what advice can you give on what I'm doing wrong or what I should be doing to meet that like-minded person?
Were you, what type of man you looking for? I'm just playing. All right. Toya, what would be your best advice for a person who, a career woman, somebody that's achieved something, elevated her life, and then now she may be looking at the dating pool and find that a lot of people didn't elevate as well?
Ooh, child. Because what I'm hearing, what's in a dating pool is just, it's a mess. But I do feel like they do have good men out here still. I believe there are good God-fearing men, hard-working men, and there is someone for you. But, you know, we got to vet them these days, sis.
Yes, and that vetting process is the hard part.
It's very hard. It depends on like where you hang out at, the group of people you are around. You sure don't want to meet them in a club. You don't want to meet them in certain settings. You know, you want to meet somebody like where you at, like the type of vibes that you on or whatever. A good level-headed man, and pay attention to the signs. Like the red flags, because sometimes we seem to see the red flags and a lot of us like Six Flags. We go along with it. But I be hearing some stories. I'm married. I've been married for some years now. I've always been in relationships, but I have a lot of single friends. And for some reason, I don't understand like why now it is extremely hard for beautiful, successful women like yourself to find like real, true love, a quality man. Like, I don't know what's going on in the world. It's like men, I be hearing stories like men want to be approached. They don't want to be the prize. They want to be this and that. But, I just, he like, yes, no. It's like we want to feel, you know, back like the old days where you get courted. Like, you want to go out. You want a man to be respectful. It's like they want to be approached. Like, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you could talk to, say hi, whatever, but like, no, we ain't doing all that. Like, we not.
Let me just explain something. What's happening is supposed to happen. When you elevate and better yourself, less people are going to meet your standards. And so oftentimes we are getting upset for our elevation doing the job it's supposed to do. Listen, when you sit in first class, only 12 people around you.
Right.
And then those 12 people have also done the work to be able to sit there. But here's the question. Sometimes, and this is the question for the people that are constantly running into these same people. You sitting in coach. And what I mean by that is, sometimes we think that we are dating in this elevated spaces, but we not. We in that pool everybody complaining about because we refuse to see that there's other pools we can be in. Sometimes it's that person you gave a chance longer than you should. Sometimes you feel bad because, you know what? I need to give him a chance. We all done been down on our luck, and then you give Mr. Wrong a little bit too much chances. All I'm saying is, never be mad at your standards for working. Anybody else?
Yeah, I got some. You a believer?
Yes.
Good. I want to make sure I'm talking to the right soul. Okay. You know, the saying, let go and let God is real. When you fully let go of your need to be in control of your life, things become a lot easier. When you say, God, I surrender my desires and I want my desires to align with your desires. Lord, align my heart with your heart. Lord, have your way. To fully have your way, and you let God come in as the sovereign God, the God that reigns over everything, you allow him to come in and do the reconstructing, that's when things get easier, because now you're not jaded. Your vision is not clouded. Your judgment is not clouded. None of that. You allow God, who sees all, the God who had already pre-written the plan, who had already written out your life, the God who says, I have a person already designed for you, you allow him to come in and start cleaning shop like he needs to, removing the things inside of you that may push somebody away, to bring in certain aspects and characteristics of you that'll be able to nurture a relationship, to bring in those wifely qualities that you may have had hidden for a long time. When you allow God to have his way and you really say, Father, order my steps, and you allow God to lead, that's when that person comes to you. But a lot of times we get so focused on what we want when it's God protecting us. And sometimes the delay is not the denial. I'm delaying you because you're not ready right now. You're not quite there right now. But when you look at your life and you go back over your life and you start scanning and you look at the times that God showed up in the perfect time, and you remember all of the things that he allowed himself to do, all of the promises that he fulfilled, that's where your anchor is right there. That's where your hope is right there, because I remember a time when you showed up and I didn't know that you were going to be there, God, but you came right on time. The time I didn't have the money in my account, you came right on time. The time that I wanted to remove somebody in my life, you came right in time. The time where I was about to wreck out, you came right in time. So if I know you're the God who is timely, then I know when it comes to love, you're going to come right on time. You understand that?
Oh, thank you for your question. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Man, that's a gift. That's a gift. That's a gift.
Woo-wee.
Ooh-wee.
So what you got to say is it's the old age question per you. You know, I done worked myself. You know, I got my career, my education. I'm well put together. I did all this stuff, but I can't find nobody. Why can't I find no good quality people? Can't find my people. What you got to say?
I feel her. I feel her. I was in the same situation too. But that lady Kitty, she said it perfect. You know, you just gotta wait on God. You know, maybe it's just not her time right now, and it's not her time right now, and she just needs to just focus in on him, on the Lord, and just have a relationship with him and get close with him, get to know him more, and then boom, at the appointed time, the Lord will give her her husband.
It's true.
You know, so she just needs to just enjoy her alone time with the Lord and just continue to, you know, walk with him and continue to do well in her career. And at the appointed time, it will all come together. What you thinking?
It's true. I feel like the thing I've learned is the less time you spend focused and praying on the thing that you want and more focused on the person who can give you what it is that you want, that's when you'll find the peace, but you'll also be able to get what you want at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, the Lord just wants us to want him more than we want the things. So at the end of the day, maybe you might covet that man or that woman more than you'll covet and love the Lord. And he needs your attention to be on him first, so that when he gives it to you, you won't be all like, oh, this my man, this my woman, blah, blah.
And forget about him.
Exactly. You can't forget about God when you get what you pray for. That's what they always say. So you never know. Like I said, just spend your time with the Lord. And like I said, that's what happened for the both of us. That's what happened with me when I put my focus and attention on him and wasn't worried about, you know, trying to find somebody and dressing up, going to the grocery stores and trying to look all good, you know, when I'm going out. When I just say, oh, it's okay, I'm going to just spend my time with the Lord, going to the gym and reading my word and doing my thing and being comfortable with being single, that's when she ended up coming. So that was my only advice. Just be comfortable and content and just where you at. Seek the Lord and just allow him to lead you through that process of whatever it is that he's trying to lead you.
I feel it. I feel it. Because the Lord, he want to be in our lives. He don't want us to ditch him when we get what we want.
It's true.
We are his creation. We are his daughters and his sons. He loves us. He placed a purposes and destinies on our lives before we were even put in our mother's wombs. You know, he wants to be a part of our lives.
It's true.
And I'm sure it hurts him so much when we just ditch him when we get what we want and we use him like a genie in a bottle. It's not okay. It's not all right. Nobody likes to feel used. You know, we'll be crying if we was treated the same way that we treat God sometimes.
It's true.
You know?
It's true.
Yeah, we just need to focus in on him, love on him, and then he'll give us the person at the appointed time, and he'll be right in the center of everything.
It's true.
Hmm
It's true.
Let's keep watching, y'all.
Yep.
What's your name? What's your question?
My name's Cliff.
And I can tell the way you doing your hands. He like,
Nah, don't do him like that. Come on, Cliff.
watch this, watch this.
You don't want to go the way of Mr. Paul.
Don't pull up Mr. Paul. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna pull a Mr. Paul, but it's like, why is it that male vulnerability is always attacked? You know, and like I even heard y'all say, you know, it's game. Lance, he said, you know, you should be upfront, but a lot of times guys don't be vulnerable or even feel like they could tell you the truth or admit that they got a problem because it's a problem now or it's gonna be a problem later. So to even admit that I have a flaw or say, you know, I'm worried or concerned about anything, it's like you gotta be perfect. It's like we're not living the same human experience.
Oh, hold on, Lance, do you feel that in certain spaces, maybe with women or certain spaces with your male friends that vulnerability isn't encouraged and may, you know?
I guess I got a good circle because it's always encouraged. And like I was saying last time, I'm an actor, so part of my job is, we got this thing that we do as actors, it's called an emotional dump. And I'm a firm believer of putting everything out front, and either you're gonna accept me or you're gonna walk away. And you're doing me a favor if you walk away. You know what I'm saying? So I can move on to what's meant for me. But that's just my take on it, man. I think you should always, you should never be afraid to be who you are, to say who you are, your flaws, the good things about you, the perfect parts about you, and the negative parts about you, you know what I'm saying, that you view as negative.
But I think what you're offering, lady beloveds, hear what he's saying. Because I will tell you, I'll confess that as a woman, I have a tendency to be a history major. I will whip you up with your history in a moment. You may have told me back in 56. If it's useful in 2025, I'm gonna say, I remember, don't you remember when you said, is that what you're talking about?
Exactly, yeah.
So hear what he's saying, ladies. Don't be a history major. And when he is vulnerable and he shares something with you, don't beat him up with it later. Would that be accurate?
Accurate.
Okay.
I think also, as far as like vulnerability, going to what bro said, I think a lot of women want their man to be vulnerable as long as they not the issue that he's bringing to them.
True that.
I think that when we talking about vulnerability, like when you coming to her and telling her how hard the job is or how foul his friends is treating him or how foul his family is treating him, she's all ears. When you come to her and tell her how foul she moving, all of a sudden the avenue is not as open. All of a sudden every other sentence I'm getting interrupted because you're getting super defensive in regard to what it is that I'm saying. So I think what bro is saying is real, and that right there, because how men are wired, like, we don't want to tussle with y'all. Like, we love y'all. Like, we ain't trying to argue. We ain't trying to go back and forth. We ain't trying to do that. So if we bringing up our true feelings and you shutting it down or you stepping on it or you getting super defensive, most men just going to shut down. And when you do that, like a part of your man dies without you even knowing. And that lane that should have been there, that connectedness that y'all should have had, it ain't. Now he trying to find that in exterior ways because the lane is not open. So in terms of vulnerability, I think a lot of women want vulnerability, and that's great. But you got to be open to all type of vulnerability, even if you the culprit of what's going wrong in that man's life. And until you are, that man ain't gonna never feel comfortable opening himself up to you, and the relationship ain't gonna never reach the potential that it could.
Clap it up. Can I add this part though? I think we also have to take some responsibility as men though. And the reason I say that is because, and it could be societal, it can be how we were raised. You better stop crying before I give you something to cry about. Boys don't do this. And we haven't explored our emotions enough to be able to accurately tell somebody what our emotions are. So oftentimes, even though we're being vulnerable, it's in a way that hurts, it cuts, it's clunky. Now, I'm not saying that somebody shouldn't make a space for you that's safe, but it's like you're asking somebody to make you a safe space and you're throwing stones. And I think it's important for us to get in that therapy, learn effective communication styles. He's an actor, we speak all the time, so it's probably easier for us to articulate how we feel. But a lot of men don't know how to do that. Their vulnerability looks like anger. It looks like disgust. Sometimes you don't even realize how your face look when you are talking to a woman. Next time you get passionate, and that's what we'll call it, right? We'll say, I'm not angry, I'm just passionate. Next time you get passionate in front of a mirror and see how you look. See how your eyes strain. See how your nose flare. And I guess what I'm saying is I think there's a world where, yes, a safe space should be provided by a woman, but it's also a world where we need to be better in care in how we're verbalizing our vulnerability so that that safe space is a little easier to maintain.
Yeah.
You don't agree?
Well, there's also a world of foolish women too. So I'm not going to sit here. I'm gonna take it there for a second. There are some women who were raised by foolish women who didn't teach them how to hold space for a man. You should be able to hold space for any emotion that he brings up to you. Because if he is expressing anger, that means that he feel like he was wronged in some capacity. So I should be able to read that message. Unfortunately, I have seen this so many times. I have seen women who only know how to talk and they don't know how to listen. I have witnessed that. I have seen women that the only time they allow a man to be vulnerable is when it is acceptable to them, when it is something that they want to carry. If you're going to be someone's partner, then know how to carry certain burdens outside of yourself, just like they have to carry your burdens as well. Because y'all know how I am. I'm very balanced. I'm very neutral when it comes to this. I'm always going to be that way because I have seen women who are just argumentative. As soon as you tell them something, they ready to pop off on you. Until you realize that there is a fool inside of you that will not allow you to nurture the space for the person who is in front of you who loves you, you're going to continue to fall in that same cycle. And sometimes it's the people that you hang around too, because you hang around nothing but fools. So you're going to remain a fool because of the people that are fools too. The Bible tells us that she is more precious than rubies, but it also says that he can trust her as well. So we always want to pay attention to the part where it says she's more precious than rubies. Can he trust you? Can he trust you to hold his emotions? Can he trust you whenever he has to come to you with vulnerability to not weaponize it against him?
And so many people are emotionally illiterate. They know happy, sad, angry, not angry. They don't know frustration. They don't know anxiety. They don't know melancholy. They don't know. So a lot of times what you think is vulnerability and what you're speaking is like Ace says, what comes out triggers her whatever, because we're emotionally illiterate. And to start practicing spiritual hygiene, you gotta educate yourself about, is this frustration or do I have gas? Let me get clear about what's really going on, because we know more about the outside than we take time to learn about the inside. Yeah?
Yeah, I was gonna also say, man, just to the ladies, like, consider the source. This is not a stranger on the street that's telling you what's wrong with them. This is the man that's taking care of you. This is the man that's raising your kids. This is the man that's paying that mortgage at that beautiful house that you live in.
Mr. Paul.
Hey, hold on. Can I end it there? And guess what? That's been another episode of the Tonight's Conversation podcast.
So what you thinking? Men being vulnerable, is that a bad thing?
No, it ain't no bad thing, but society has told us that it is. You know how it is when we was growing up, or at least how it was when I was growing up, and you be around your peoples and your friends, and they're like, oh, men don't cry, men don't show their emotions, and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's so way back in the day, you know what I'm saying? So, but I also agree you gotta be able to share and trust your emotions with the right person, because the wrong person will try to use it against you and try to bring up, oh, so I remember back in 1995 when you tripped me on the playground, and you know, they're like, you know, so you definitely got to be able to trust the right person, and that's why, you know, being led by the Lord and being led to the right person, and so you can have those proper conversations and y'all can grow and learn together just as much as you gotta listen to them and they 20 billion conversations. They should be able to listen to you too and what you got to say so you can be vulnerable and have your moments too. There ain't nothing wrong with a man being vulnerable, crying, and saying they having a hard day, whatever the case is. Say what you got to say, because if you can't get it out there, then that's going to cause even more internal issues and everything else. And you wondering why people committing suicide and doing all this other stuff, cheating because they talking to somebody else. I mean, the list goes on and on. So, you know, just be vulnerable, be open with your woman, keep moving.
I agree. I agree. And I think the women, we should be a safe space for our husbands and spouses to, you know, be able to say how they feel, and we should be able to support them and help them. And also your children too. Make sure your children, they have a safe space where they can come to you and say anything on their minds, you know? I think it's important to talk things out.
It's true.
And not for anyone to harbor in, you know, negative feelings and whatnot. Because, you know, that will tear a person up.
It's true. It's true. You better get that on now. I used to be one of them people who used to be all quiet, keep it in, and just be like being all in your feelings. But not no more. I'm saying what I got to say. You feel what I'm saying?
I feel it.
She'll let you know. Yeah, I'll say what I got to say. Because there ain't no point. At the end of the day, you determine yourself on the internals, and you all flustered and getting your heart rate all up and all this other stuff. For what? You know, just talking, communicating, let that go. But also talk to the Lord too. If you ain't got no spouse, no girl, boyfriend, whatever, talk to the Lord, bring your cares and worries to Him. That's what this shirt is about. God cares about you. You know, shameless plug. But talk to the Lord because He do care about you and He cares about the things that concern you. So bring those same level of conversations, those worries, those vulnerabilities to Him. He ain't gonna tell nobody. If anything, He gonna comfort you and help you at the end of the day. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, and He'll heal you from your wounds. You know, a lot of people are wounded in their spirits, you know, from maybe they feelings getting hurt by people, you know, people getting ran over by other people, you know, maybe you didn't meet a goal that you really wanted to meet, and maybe that hurt you, maybe your work isn't going the way you want it, you know, and all of this stuff can make spiritual wounds. So you got to bring it to the Lord and say, hey, X, Y, and Z really hurts me. This hurt me, and I feel X, Y, and Z about it. And I need to be healed, my Lord. I want to be healed from this. And He will heal you. Jesus Christ is a healer.
It's true. It's true. That's what He do.
And people also, mental illnesses. I did a little video, just a little short, just talking about mental illnesses. If you suspect you have a mental illness as well and whatnot, tell the Lord about it and go seek help as well. Please don't sit on it. Please do not sit on it. Tell the Lord how you feeling, what's going on in your mind and your emotions. And then the Lord, He's going to lead you and guide you to get help. Okay? Yes. Ooh-wee.
I feel it.
Thank y'all for watching the video with us. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel or follow this page. We got a lot more content to do. Go check out stamps-tv.com if you haven't already. Full reaction videos to reality TV and whatnot. Free videos, and we also have Club Stamps, which is a paid membership. So check it out, stamps-tv.com.
Yep, and while you're on there, go ahead and visit that Shop Stamps Apparel tab. We got great little crew necks, t-shirts, hoodies, joggers, all types of stuff on there. So go ahead and get you a little something.
And go check out Stamps Essentials on the website. Click that tab on the website. So much to offer. From shampoos, protein treatments, deep conditioners, leave-in conditioners, hair growth oil, hair grease, and also our signature product, Stay Moist Coils, which helps you to get very defined curls for a wash and go. You can also use it as a base to your twist outs, braid outs, and perm rod sets, it is thebomb.com, okay? And this is all of my hair right here, okay? Proof is in the pudding. It works. This is my hair. It ain't no weave, no wigs, no extensions, none of that. I grew this with our line, okay? I don't use nobody else's line to care for my tresses, okay? I use our line, Stamps Essentials, plant-based, okay? Personal care line to get my hair full, beautiful, healthy, and long, okay? We'll holla.
See y'all.